I feel like a lot of people are obsessed with growth stocks right now. The US, tech stocks, the AI stuff, the Nvidias, and now SpaceX. But what is interesting, right? There's a lot of value, I think, in the UK market, the market that you live in, mostly anyways. So this video, I'm going to go through 5 really good solid picks. Some of them I own myself, some of them that I want to own, and more importantly, kind of a little bit of a framework that you can copy and utilize and use to find your own, which is probably key instead of just blindly copying, of course. Everyone looks at price, but you need to look at the quality of the company, whether it's dividend paying or not, whether it's got a good return of investment or return of equity, low debt, etc., etc. The thing is, you need a good company that works. Because the problem that we all have, we go on to say trading 212 or go on Lightyear or insert your broker here. You just see the top performing or top popular, most volume, whatever, and then that's it. You're like, whoa, let's go for that. Not usually the best way to do it. So let's go into a simple framework first so you get the gist of it. Is the business easy to understand? Do you know what it is? Explain it to me like a 7-year-old. Simply that. The second and most obvious part, is it profitable? It should go without saying, but you need to invest in something that is profitable, right? Revenue, cash flow, free cash flow, margins, are they healthy? Are they unhealthy? Debt, you get the idea. And I'm hoping mostly you should know that. But then the third situation is valuations. Remember, the stock market is built off speculation. What is the PE ratio, for example? But price performance, dividend yield. Can they pay out that dividend yield if there's a performance hitting kind of problem? And then that leads to the obvious one. Are dividends, if they pay them, sustainable? Because the yield, the growth of that, not to mention the payout ratio and the safety score, is pretty key, because you don't want to buy a stock that is inflating its dividend yield to kind of attract you to invest for no reason. But going back a little bit, the fifth and most obvious part, kind of mentioned it before, debt. Does it have debt? Is it, a highly competitive area? Is it cyclical? Some stocks are speculative, and you want to make sure you don't always jump in those. Because as much as every single platform is different, I think for me, personal opinion, Lightyear is the best right now in terms of research. But you could still get confused by it. And you've got 6,000 to pick from on this platform, which is a lot less than Trading 212, which has over 50,000. But like I say, right, you may get confused because you are buying mainly here, as you can see right now, US stocks, right? You may have to filterize this a bit. So if you go into the pre-made stuff, if you want to go to countries, whatever you want to do, it's entirely up to you, of course. If you want to go to, say, the UK, and let's just say AstraZeneca, for example, you can see exactly what you want to know, but you may not want to do the full research because you may look at them numbers and go, I have no idea what that means. But let's simplify this. Because when you start looking at investing, and on the screen I've put Snowball on here, highly recommended, by the way, if you want to understand your own portfolio. You may discover that you are buying certain things that you may not need. You might have too much diversification, certain points or whatever funds or whatever. You get the idea, right? But understanding your own portfolio will help you become better, because each sector will have a different role in the market. The geopolitical element is huge here for individual stock picking, which is why a lot of people lose. They lose on the hype. But I'm going to show you my portfolio. You can look at my holdings and go, well, there's a lot of green numbers there. Have I lost? No. Individual stocks is where you will make more money. I don't have loads of individual stocks, you can see that, but they have majorly helped me with my profit markers versus, say, my individual funds. I will be removing some of my allocations to my funds, and I'm going to talk about that in my paid video today, and I want to add another stock. But which one is it? It may well be featured in today's video, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along for more to keep up to date, because I do like to change my portfolio every now and again to keep it fresh. But I'm very happy with it. But overall, you can see the numbers. Individual stocks can deliver some really good profits. Look at some of the profits there. Pretty solid. Now, for transparency, we are going to be using my platform. There's a link below. You can jump in here. 1st of July, the discount is ending, but I am still developing, so there's still a discount to allow me to become a better kind of developer for this. So I have done some new changes. You probably already noticed some of the changes already if you've been watching my videos. Now, the first one that I have just added recently onto my portfolio due to what is happening with the market is Shell. It's boring cash flow. It does pay dividends. It has buybacks. It is quite cyclical in a way, but due to the tension in the world right now. Overall, you can see it's got a 72 out of 100 score. It's reasonably priced on earnings, modest debt level, and it will pay dividends. And it is actually a really good solid dividend payer. Obviously, yes, the UK market is not perfect, but it has had a good run recently and it could go even higher. In my opinion, it probably will due to the fact of earnings incoming. You know, it's sustainable, healthy balance sheet. It's pretty good, realistically. It's one of them stocks that you think, you know what, that's all right. It's not going to go anywhere, is it? So it's one of those situations where we look at it and yeah, some of the earnings are quite low going in terms of this situation, but we haven't got forward earnings yet on this just yet. But it will be coming very, very soon. However, that's been said, dividend safety score, pretty awesome. And as I say, we'll go through it because when we talk about going through like the official websites and stuff like that and doing your own research, we all know for a fact that Shell is one of the biggest companies in the world in terms of energy and fuel and all that kind of stuff. And when we talk about the press releases here and we talk about the acceleration, the growth, Shell delivered strong results, enabling our relentless focus on operational performance in a quarter marked by unprecedented disruption in the global energy markets. It absolutely flew. I mean, we're talking about a 3 billion buyback in terms of the next 3 months, 5% increase in dividends. It's kind of like the obvious one in the room. You know, when someone like picks the obvious and people go, oh, that was far too easy. This is probably one of those stocks when we look at the geopolitical climate. So when we talk about all the strong delivery here, it is absolutely mental. So this could be a really good solid hold for the next couple of years. But yeah, for me, Shell's quite an obvious pick. Let's be fair here. Now the next pick is another one that I own. You should know this by now. Coca-Cola HBC. Quite an obvious pick. Again, a quiet compounder. And this is the thing, right? I can showcase all this. It's reasonably priced. Its quality is excellent in terms of its numbers and its figures. And we can go through this in more detail because you'll start to see it. And when we start looking, yeah, price is okay. It's not perfect in the sense that we have corrected a little bit since February. And I think most UK based stocks have. But overall, it's got a strong interest cover. It is a well covered dividend. It's a consistent grower in earnings and obviously dividends as well. And I don't think I can fault this in any way, shape, or form. And that's the thing, it is quietly just getting better and better and better. And we look at the dividend safety score, it's absolutely ticking all the boxes. Now, when we talk about what it is and why this is hugely important, I think this is key. Again, we're going down the lines of, well, this is an obvious pick, Ashley. Why are we picking this one? Because I think it's as simply as what you see is what you get with this. At the end of the day, Coca-Cola is still a global, massive brand. We're talking about World Cups now, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. And we talk about like, if you go into like investment relations and why invest in this, it kind of tells you very, very quickly, well, why don't you hold this? Operating in 29 different markets across 3 continents is probably a good way to start. To lead it in the growing non-alcoholic ready-to-drink industry. And by the way, if you're in the UK, you should know this. The alcohol data is dropping like a stone. People are changing their ways. I myself included, I haven't drank for 4 years. I quit quite easily, just went, nah, it's not for me anymore. But we're not just talking here. You can see at the top there, drinks. We're talking about snacks, the coffee side of it, the hydration, the ready to go, everything. This market has definitely evolved. If you have been following my channel, you would have known I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago for saying, ooh, this might be on my watch list soon. Morgan Sindall Group. What is this, you may wonder? Now, this is all about construction. Basically, long story short, they do a lot of big constructions. It's involved in construction work. And if I go onto here and go explain this like a 7-year-old, it will give you in a bit more detail. Now, if you live in the UK, you will know this. It's not very nice. Rundown buildings, weeds everywhere, train lines fallen to bits. You get the idea of where I'm going. So a company like this, where they are predominantly helping cities become better in terms of the obvious of refits and fucking knocking things down and rebuilding and make them nice again. We need a lot of this in the UK. We do, massively. And you can see here what can make it feel if the government or big customers spend, they cut the spending, or Labour become kind of idiots again. Well, that's obvious, I know. But it is just kind of an obvious pick. And you will know this very, very clearly. If you live in the UK and you walk down your street and think, oh, it's looking a bit rough down here, lad. That is where we are right now. And this is hopefully what will turn those old pubs, those old schools, those old things into something that is actually of use. So it looks nicer on high streets and street corners and whatnot. This, by the way, in terms of its overall kind of situation around the growth flags looking pretty awesome. The price isn't amazing. It actually might be amazing now if you're looking at the dip side of it. But overall, it's actually pretty solid as a company, definitely growing, and you can see that overall. But the main thing that I like about this, and you'll see this, the dividend is pretty awesome. Really, really good growth, 3.55%. And I'll be honest with you, it's probably going to be appearing in my portfolio very, very soon. Spoiler alert. But when you look at the website, you will see very, very quickly how and what they're aiming to do. Fit out constructions, partnerships, some of the ones that they're doing, they're going to hopefully get a lot more contracts longer term. And you can see all the stuff that they've done, whether it is in education, healthcare, or if it's in energy, defense, rail. Rail's a big one. Rail could be a massive one if they get that right. But we all know how. Let's not talk about that. I was on a train at the weekend. Oh my God, and they broke my back. But yeah, you get the idea. So this one could be an absolute monster long term if this continues. Now, another kind of on an obvious one, in my opinion, right? We're talking now about wealth. We're talking now that more people want to invest. And AJ Bell has done fantastic over the last couple of years. You can see the score is 92 out of 100. Excellent quality. It's pretty good on the eye. We all know what it is. And the situation is very, very clear. People want to invest. Where do they go? Well, they go to IG and they go to blooming AJ Bell or Trading 212 Lightyear, whatever. Personally, I'm not the biggest lover of the platform AJ Bell. I've used it. I didn't really like it. I'll be honest with you. But in terms of it as a stock, it kind of fits the bill. Sometimes you don't use things, but it's a good stock. At the end of the day, it's winning all the kind of the situations around the data, which is hugely important, and it is growing massively in terms of the revenue. So this could be a really, really big one. Its dividends are really good as well, 2.45%. Good streak. It's been paying for like 7 years. That's really, really good. And more importantly, it is growing its dividend, which is kind of what I like. But when we talk about rising prices in the stock market, people then get interested. What do? They go into the platforms. And when we see all of these like IPOs and interest in the market, we all know for a fact that they're going to get paid more. So it's all down to marketing. But ultimately, if the prices are good, people will want to jump on these platforms and invest. And they have dropped off their fees a lot recently. Like, there's seen a lot of fee wars right now in a lot of the exchanges and trading brokers right now. So yeah, you can see what the situation is. They will make money because a lot of people coming out in terms of watching these videos, watching buying into stocks and signing up to platforms. It's quite an obvious pick, isn't it? So in terms of like it as a company, it's doing really well. And the final one, not a single stock, but one of the best value baskets for asset management is this Temple Bar Investment Trust. You may not have heard of it, but it wins on everything around here in terms of what it is. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty awesome. It looks really, really easy. It's simple to understand. It's got all the right flags. It's got all the right data scores. It's winning across everything. It pays really solid dividends as well, which is hugely important for stuff like this. So it's quite easy to manage. A lot of people do message me going, what have you got in terms of trust funds? Well, there's a couple. There's the City Trust Fund. There's this one. People do like a trust fund because it's done for you without having to pay the stupid fees. And you can see the dividend growth there in the Kaga. I think this is a solid pick, personally. I think this could easily hit into my radar. But my situation is, do I get rid of one of my other funds, basically IUKD, and then have a trust fund and then have individual stocks? So I reduce the amount of overlap in my portfolio. But again, sign up to the website. I'm going to be talking about this in an open, honest conversation on Behind the Portfolio very, very soon because I'm in a bit of a predicament. But ultimately, it's absolutely solid. Now, in terms of what they have, you can see very, very clearly, founded in 1926, value-focused investment with a load of experience, like 100 years old, let's be honest. Fucking hell, that's huge. So yeah, let's see what they've got. This is what they've got. So you can see, obviously, a lot of UK-based stuff. This is their May document, which is pretty cool, actually. But overall, their price performance, I think it's up 112% in the last 5 years, which is really good for individual stuff. But as you can see here, it's all managed for you. So this is why I'm thinking, IUKD, do I get rid of you and just jump in this? Because this one could give me similar or better performances. As you can see, the price shares have been fantastic. So there you go. You can kind of see what the accumulated returns have been. Really, really good, realistically, as you can see. So can't really complain. Obviously, multi-diversified sector. It's got some stuff from America, some stuff in France, Netherlands. So it's not just fully UK, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. But there we go. I hope you enjoy this. Talk about some clear and obvious picks. I think there's a lot of value, as I say, in the UK market. Things could go a lot higher, but Just need to figure out what works best for you guys, I suppose. Everyone is different. Do your research. But please, if you're not yet done so, jump in the link below. Even if you become a free member, you can get a lot of the tools on my website. And yeah, the plus version is discounted to the 1st of July as I still build, still developing it. But hope you enjoy what you've seen so far. If you've not yet done so, there's a video here that I put on the other day. Watch it. It will help you massively.